How's it going? Do you prefer DJ or Damon?
DJ.
DJ? All right, all right. Well, I'm glad that you was able to be here today. I'm glad you were able to make it. I know it's a little tricky getting inside the building, but I see that you had no trouble with that, or you did?
A little bit.
Okay. So today we're going to do an intake. I'm Damon Moore. I'll be conducting that intake, and it's not going to be long. Just a few questions to just get a feel for how you're doing right now, and I'm going to assess those needs. And when you come back for your next session, we'll be able to dive a little bit deeper in that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm okay with that.
All right. And that mic that you see right there is also to record you. So that way we can also see the progress you make over time, and you can hear yourself just change over time. And it's very helpful for clients to assess their progress and show that they're meeting their goals as well, and that I'm helping meet those goals. That sound okay to you?
That sounds okay. I'm okay for the most part.
All right. Well, without further ado, I appreciate you showing up again. Let's start wherever you feel comfortable. What brought you in here today?
Honestly, what brought me here today is that I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. It's one of those things to where you just try to go through life as balanced as possible, but society kind of makes that impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But not to the point where you can't seek your peace. It's just that much more distraction these days. There's a lot of distractions. So when I go through and I go to work, or I'm trying to navigate a social life, or I'm trying to provide for my kids, trying to maintain family relationships, it takes a lot. And then just not only that, balancing my employment, just waiting to get my bar license, being an idol, feeling retaliated against just for trying to be a better version of me. I don't understand it all, but I can comprehend conduct to where I know I can follow up with how I need to follow up in those moments, being able to adapt pretty much. So yes, I'm going through a lot, but I'm not taking it harsh. I'm just here to really get a mental assessment of myself to see where I'm at this point in life, because it can get really challenging out here.
Let's talk about that. What kind of adversity are you working through?
What type of adversity am I not working through is the question. May I use this as a leg stand?
Yeah. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
Okay.
The type of adversity I'm working through is, one, I had to learn survival before self-love, and that was a process that I didn't even know that was becoming a burden until I got older, until I got children, until I had to maintain relationships. And when you grow up, most of the time you're always on the defense, or at least in my livelihood, in my background, I had to always be on the defense of whatever could happen. So that's how I kind of grew into the man that I am. And I realized that there are ways to be vulnerable in order to be stronger for yourself. Because once you address that vulnerability, then nobody can use that against you. It's only a part of your testimony at that time. And being able to navigate through these social systems that's not really made for people like me, black people, or people of color, or minorities, or even low income, indigent people, middle class, it's all built to keep you suppressed in the position that you're in at this time. And when you do something greater, people look at it as if it's a flaw, that there has to be some type of deceitfulness or mischievousness that comes with it. It can't just be authentic. And that's one of the things that I struggle with as far as adversity goes, because I can have a peer or a colleague that's a different race or ethnicity of mine, and if they do what I've done, they'll be considered doing something that much more great. When I do it, people try to normalize that as if it could be done all the way around. And I'm not here to boast myself or make myself seem like I'm better than anyone, but I do take time to self-reflect how far I've come. And if I don't, there are peers and family that does remind me of that, to support me when I am feeling low. And just trying to be an overall better man, be a better father for my kids, and staying engaged, not getting too down, not getting too depressed. That's just adversarial all around. People pleasing is something I've kind of navigated through. It used to be, I didn't used to just necessarily people please, but I used to try to figure out how to accommodate the most at one time. And then I realized people are not going to be happy regardless at times. So why would I be accommodating people just for them to displease with what I'm doing at the end of the day? Because if I'm accommodating them and they still not pleased after the accommodation, what was the purpose of the accommodation? So that's how I've been going through adversity, and just getting back in physical shape too. I've been out the gym for a little bit, so I definitely got to get back on that part as well.
Okay, now let's go a little bit further than that. And I appreciate you sharing all of this with me. What does that pain look like for you?
That pain it almost feels hyper vigilant. It's like I'm always on trial, even though I'm free in nature, I guess, in society. I've had to cut off a lot of things that just didn't suit the needs that needed to be met in my life. But I had to do that with positive intentions as well.
Of course.
That's not always an easy decision. And so one of the things was that I've had to bury people that I've loved. I had lost jobs that I've earned and gained more trauma than trophies in life. So that's not always an easy thing for me to navigate through. The pain is my energy, not my enemy. And I had to realize I had to use that in order to keep pushing forward, because nobody's going to dwell on the past with you or care about what happened to you over time. They may feel sorry for you in that moment. They may sympathize with you. But knowing this society, everything moves in a rapid fashion almost. And people will contemplate with you for about a day, two max, maybe a little bit longer based on how it impacted their lives. But at the end of the day, they're going to shrug it off. Or they're going to laugh at you. I laugh at myself sometimes, just because I realize that what I'm going through is something I know I'm going to have to evolve through. Because if I don't, then it's going to keep me an idle and make me complacent. So that pain comes in different shapes, forms of fashion, and I've probably inflicted pain onto others. And that's why I remain accountable for myself, and I will render an apology if it's needed or suited for me to render an apology. But I'm not the type to just apologize for something I didn't intend to do. I think a lot of times people, because of their pain, they want to find offense into something that's not even there or not even intended before seeking clarifications. So assumptions before clarifications is always, for me, it can be a hindrance to growth, because you're always going to think about something on how it made you feel before understanding what the intended purpose of it was. So when people go and look to find ways to be offensive or to be offended, pardon me, I think it's just they're seeking a way to relieve their own pain. And I'm not going to be the outlet for that, because I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't intend to. And I know that may sound one way or another, but that's just who I am as a person, as a man first, based on my values. So yeah, pain is my energy, not my enemy.
So what are you hoping to find out through this process about yourself throughout these therapy sessions we're going to undergo? What are you here to discover?
Peace. I'm looking to start living and stop surviving. It feels like it's almost inevitable when you're on the reactive side of life and not on the proactive side of life, which now I know I can be on the proactive side of life. I have a lot of things that I do that I remain proactive in, but there's a lot of things that I know comes reactionary as well, and it could be frustrating, but I also have to forgive myself that I'm not indestructible, I'm not immortal, as much as I feel like I want to be, and I want to be in 1,000 spots at one time. I want to help everybody. I can't. And it's unfathomable to think so. But what I can do is help myself be a better person for others when those paths get crossed again. So I don't know what the hell I'm here hoping for. Honestly, it just feels good talking to you because life be lifing, and we know life be lifing. So at the end of it all, through these sessions that we're going to do, I just hope that I come out better than who I am, even though I'm not sure of this day.
Those are some powerful takes, and I see that you are very bright to where you could be misunderstood if people don't listen correctly. And that's something that I feel that's one of the underlying themes of why you're here today is you feel misunderstood, taken for granted. And we're going to just leave it at that. What does healing look like for you?
Healing.
Healing. Healing would look like breathing without fear. Healing would be laughing without guilt. Healing would be leading without the weight of proving my humanity. I say that because being able to heal, you have to have a sense of purpose. You have to have a sense of why. And if you don't have that, you're never going to get to that path of being able to feel restored just as a person. I could tell somebody to go heal all day, but if they don't know why they exist, what are they healing to do? What are they healing to accomplish? They don't have no goals. If the goal is for substance use, for example, is it to quit? Is it to do less of? What exactly am I telling them to heal from? And if so, let's take it further than that. Hey, be abstinent or stop using that much substances to get a job or to get healthy because your health is deteriorating. And so I think for me, healing is understanding that when I reach a certain level of pain mixed with adversity that I'm unsure of how to move forward, I take the time out to clarify my mind, clarify those thoughts, and push forward. Conquer today, rule tomorrow is a big thing that I live by and that I stand by. So as long as I know that I'm here, putting my next step as my best step, I'm going to heal. Because as you see, I'm here in therapy right now doing this intake in order to discover who I am at the end of the day. And you think that's been beneficial?
Depends on who you ask, but for me, it's been pretty beneficial. I think I've put in some steps along the way to help me navigate and balance life in a decent way. And again, it's not always perfect, and I've made my fair share of mistakes, taking risk, and not been perfect. Should I just put it like that? But I think it's been beneficial.
Well, that completes our intake. I appreciate you coming in, sharing those thoughts with us. And then that way, for your next session, when you come back, we're going to go over the assessment, figure out those needs that you want to tackle first, prioritize those needs, and then move forward from there. Does that sound okay?
Sounds wonderful. I appreciate you, doctor.
All right, DJ. Thank you for your time.